wish I had the guts to say.
Let me say this.
The way I feel about you, babe.
Listen, we're caught up in a lot of different situations. Cigar talk, real people. Listen, there are certain things that men have to deal with, and there are certain things that women have to deal with. Let's be realistic. Our lifestyles are not the same. What we try to do is we try to be as very understanding to the other person as we can. Some don't. I'll admit to you. Some don't. Some don't give a damn. They're gonna do what they want to do. So I think that we have to sit back and look at the reason for where we are right now. I'm speaking on the fact that you had the young lady that goes over to Dubai, and she starts yelling, and now they've taken her passport. The privileges that you have here does not equate to the world. The things that you get as a benefit here, other countries don't have. And we take advantage of things that are given to us based on our freedoms, our liberties, and our pursuit for happiness. See, understand that definition of pursuit. You're pursuing happiness, meaning that you don't have it. And meaning that you're gonna have some happy days, you're gonna have some bad days, but it's all in the pursuit of happiness. So sometime when you're in a relationship, sometime when you're in a situation, it's not gonna always be your way. And that's both parties. I'm in the pursuit of making money. I'm in the pursuit of having sex. I'm in the pursuit of working 40 to 50 hours a week. It's not destined, because it doesn't work until the next day and you get up and you start again. It's all about the pursuit. It's the hope and praise that today will be a good day for you. Today will be a happy day for you. And we have to understand that, life don't owe you nothing. What you owe is you owe yourself and you owe your family to build, to provide as much of a life as you can, so that the next one up, it will be a little bit easier for them. Not necessarily saying it's going to be all the way easy, but it's going to be a little bit easier. And then what they do is they adapt, and they learn from the conversations that you've had with them as a child, and they can acclimate things in so that what they think works for them, it'll work for them. But at the end of the day, if you come from a disciplined, structured household, you're going to have some disciplinarian and some structured ways of you. We might go out and do certain things. I remember back in the day when, whatever you were doing, you never let your parents and folks know that you were doing it. And the reason why you didn't let them know that you were doing it was because of the embarrassment that they would look at you with. To sit back and know that I've disappointed my father and my mother, who worked hard for me, to go out here and provide and stay out of trouble and do those type of things. You know, it just amazed me when you see people and they go out here and their children go out here and commit heinous crimes and don't care about no one. But as soon as the roles are reversed, then everybody wants to have their child on a t-shirt. Oh, little Bam Bam, then he was a good boy. No, you didn't say that when little Bam Bam was jumping in Miss Shirley window. You weren't saying that when Bam Bam was slapping up Tanisha or Annabelle or Maria, whichever way it goes. Your baby, you weren't saying nothing when your baby was sitting there doing all of this dirt. That's why they say that, you live by the sword, you die by it. And what happens is that we get caught up in the fact that, we don't look at nobody's mistakes while they're doing the mistakes. We don't either try to guide them or try to direct them into a better way or a better plan. And then we call ourselves church-going people. We call ourselves religious people. We call ourselves spiritual people. But how can you be spiritual if you see some action that's going on and you say nothing? Are you spiritual? Are you religious? Are you church going? That's the reason why they used to always say it takes a village to raise a family. Because it takes people seeing your children out there when you don't see them. When you don't see them, what are they doing? When you don't see them, what are they saying? When you don't see them, who are they destroying? So, let's be realistic. We can get caught up in a lot of different things. I mean, seriously, we can get caught up in trying to identify what's happening, what's going on. We can get caught up with, some women will say, hey, I don't need a man, I don't need this. Then you have some that'll do anything, they'll do anything and sacrifice anything to have a man. I think that we as in people, we need to try to find balance. Balance in life, balance in the whole scenario. You know what I'm saying? Our work, we need to try to find balance in our work. We need in our play, we need to find balance in our play. In our extracurricular activities, we need to find balance in that. Old folks used to say, don't wear your welcome out. Pace yourself. That way you have a longer time span of going out here and enjoying yourself and living life, travel, see the world. I got a friend of mine, man. My man is it's a beautiful thing, and I got to give him props to this, man. My man is traveling the world with his family. He's traveling the world with his family. He's creating memories all over the world. And guess what? He got his daughters, he got his son, he got the people that are needy, that are close to him. Wife, significant other, whatever the scenario may be. He's doing it. And I can't do nothing but give him kudos, bro, because listen, you live in a life that most people just sit back and read through magazines. I see you, my man. I see you, and I salute you. You see what I'm saying? So, let's find what's important. We can get caught up a lot in this bullshit back and forth. Excuse my French for cussing, but we can get caught up a lot trying to go back and forth with what we, are thinking that's important. And until you've gone through something Until you've gone through something, don't ever say that you will never do that. Don't ever say, if you've never been through nothing, you can't say what you won't do. What you can say is that I hope and pray that the person who I think I am would not do that, would not step to that level. You know, we just have to realize, hey, listen, we're in a different situation now, and people are different, and they act differently. And I'm pretty sure, you know, when we was coming up, you know, you had the older heads out there that was saying, they was probably saying the same thing about us. You know what I'm saying? But the difference was that coming up, I can only speak for myself. You had people that was out there in them streets, and they would, if they saw that you had a future, they would tell you, hey, listen, this ain't for you. Go on about your business. Go back in school, go play that ball, you know, do your thing, do that music thing. Because this life that you asking for is not for you. It's really not for you. And you gotta really be aware and listen to those words. Nowadays, cats want you to be included so they can always have a fall guy. So they can always say, you know what, hey, I don't have to do no better because, look, Lil Johnny doing the same thing. Lil Bobby doing the same thing. Arthur's doing the same thing. Taquan, all of the Tays, they doing the same thing. So, in all actuality, you know, why should you expect more? The answer to that is that you should expect more for yourself. You should expect more for your children. You should expect more for your spouse, your girl. You should expect more. There are two parties involved that have a vision of what they want to consider happy, and they are perfectly okay with their life. Now, if you two meet up and y'all talk and y'all having conversation, and maybe y'all not answering the right questions. And so some of the questions that you want to ask is that, why am I want this abundance of life, or I want this lifestyle. Okay. I can be perfectly okay with my $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 that I'm making. But that doesn't mean that we fit, because your dreams and desires are more than mine. Okay, so if you put together a plan and we see which plan works and which one is more comfortable, and you weigh the odds and the ends on it, is this. Okay, let's look at it. If you work hard, build a man, get a man up to the point where he's all, you know, you guys brand and y'all go about doing and making X amount of money, liquidity. Okay, where your man was when you met him, he's now elevated. He's elevated in his look. He's elevated in his smell. He's elevated in his choice. He's elevated his game. And if you have not elevated to that aspect and you're still where you are, you can't expect for that man to stay at that level, because he's been elevated. And once you've tasted certain things, you can't untaste them. You know, the first time I went from shank steak to London, or ribeye, porterhouse, prime rib, fillet, your palate changes on each one. Um, if I'm drinking rock gut, you know, Irk and Jerk special, you know, I'm drinking that Billy D, that Big Mouth, all of those things there. Once you elevate yourself up to the point where it's now you're doing Macallan, Glenlivet, um, you know, some of your higher grade, one of my favorites, you know, I'm not a big drinker, but one of my favorites is Johnny Walker Blue. It's just smooth. To me, it's just smooth as hell. Um, and so when you go and you present yourself and you start acquiring those type of things, you getting that type of palate, it is very hard for you to go back down. You know, I remember when I first started, we used to play, you know, one of the shops I used to go to, we used to play tonk. We would play tonk for cigars. So we're sitting there, we're playing, and everybody would put in their brand of cigar. You know, it had to be a minimum of a certain price point. And you had some guys that would sit back and they'll put in, you know, say the minimum was $5 stick at the time. And you have some guys, they'll go in there and get a $6 stick, you know. Me, myself, even if I got a stick like that, I would still make sure that it was a pretty decent cigar. And, you know, to give you guys a little bit of information, you know, you got some cigars that are what they call seconds. And on the seconds, once they make the premium cigars and the extras that they have left over, they will make another cigar with those. That's why you'll have short filler. Short filler is always going to be represented with the excess from the premium cigars. So technically, if you are smoking one of these so-called brands, you're getting the same smoke as that, you know, that one cigar, but without the price. A lot of you guys who order off the internet, you know, let's be realistic. We got to support our brick and mortars. Your brick and mortars are going to be your life points. You know, those are the places that you can sit back and you can do business with, you can conduct business with, you can meet people, you can have a conversation, interesting conversation, and you can network. If you don't do that and all you order from is from the internet, let's be honest, let's be realistic. Some of the stuff that you get off the internet are seconds of stuff that didn't pass inspection. That's the reason why you have a difference of the price point. And it's only hurting you because if I want a cigar today, I don't have any cigars, and I want a cigar today, and I go to a spot, they close. I go around the corner, I go to another spot, they close. I see maybe at one spot, his selection might not be good, but he got a couple cigars in there that I might smoke. But he don't have a lounge area. See, we'll sit back and we'll cry when those places start being taken away from us. When they start being taken away from us because people are closing. And then you turn around and be like, man, what happened? Dude, some places can do, you know, hit and miss traffic. But if you got someone that has a lounge, please believe he also needs that money that comes in and support the lounge, and if they have food, alcohol, things of the nature, they need that in there also. So let's support our brick and mortars and let's keep them in the right situation, the right direction, and, you know, and keep them going, because what you're looking at is it's a hard business. It really and truly is. A friend of mine I did a show about 10 years ago, 9, 10 years ago. It's on YouTube. It's called The Cigar Show, The Shop. I interviewed I consider a good friend of mine is Tim. And, we had a conversation. Tim said, I said, man, I would love to bring a new style of cigar shop here to Metro. And he said, man, listen, he said, you'll make more money doing something else. He said, because the one thing that people don't understand, and that is that to run a cigar shop, first of all, it takes a lot of man hours. And if you're not in position to the point where you can hire someone, to be there and to and manage your spot, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be very difficult. And we can sit back and we can say, hey, we good, but at the end of the day, you're really not. Because we don't have an understanding of it. We sit back and we'll say, hey, oh man, I got it, man. We're going to be good. All my people's going to come over. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to have a great time. And we're going to live it up. And we're going to smoke cigars. And we're going to drink. And we're going to do all of this. Okay. Say that goes into effect. You turn around and now at this point, you're sitting back going, hey, where are all the people? Well, come to find out they really don't like your attitude. They don't like how you talk to people. They don't like all this. There's a lot of personalities involved. So we have to be aware of that. Second of all, if you don't have the inventory or the knowledge to bring inventory in and be able to choose inventory that's going to sell, what you're going to end up doing is with a lot of product in your spot, or no product in your spot because it's not selling. I mean, and let's be realistic. A cigar shop's main product line is his inventory. And if his inventory is not being moved, he kind of stuck like Chuck. They'll be trying to invent ways on doing the other things. So, let's be realistic. We can sit back and say, hey, listen, I love going to my spot. I love going to here. It gives me an opportunity to relax and get away from the house and not have to deal with people that maybe don't understand the cigar game or me just sitting back and enjoying a cigar. That type of deal. If you don't support your spots, they're gonna be gone. They're gonna be gone. And the one thing I can truly sit here and tell you, for the city of Atlanta, there's a multitude of cigar shops that are here popping up every day, but that don't mean they're gonna survive. Find a spot that you enjoy, and they understand the cigar industry. And what you'll do is you'll find yourself in a position where you can create a secondary home, a cigar home, to be exact. So I know I've been talkative today and lengthy, but it was on my heart to speak this out and to say this, and so that everybody understands, the process. Whatever God puts on my heart to say to someone, I'm saying it. I try to say everything I can as tactful as possible, so that no one gets offended or affected by any situation. There are going to be people that are going to look at this and they'll just look at the pitch and just go on. They're not going to listen to the content or listen for the content. There are going to be some people that are going to truly listen to every word that I'm saying. And they're gonna have an understanding, and they're gonna be like, you know what? I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And for all the people that have told me that, I appreciate you guys for even making comments. I don't do this for no money. I'm doing this off the rip because I enjoy great cigars, good cigars, great conversation, good conversation, great networking, good networking. Just meeting people in a whole, as a whole. So, smoke well, my friends. Enjoy life. Get it done.